Hey, good afternoon and welcome. I'm Jeff Richter, and this is the Retired Guys Garage. So today, what we're going to be working on is my car hauler. So I got a 22-foot car hauler. Alluded to this in the introduction that did several upgrades to it, and we'll get into that after what we've got planned for today. But I'll walk you through what I've done to it. But the issue is, and of course I'll show this to you here in just a second. I'll take you out to the trailer and let you put your eyes on it yourself. But the issue is that the two pieces of angle iron that they have on the back of the trailer to slide the ramps into to get vehicles on and off of it are two separate pieces. And for cars, that wouldn't be any problem at all. But unfortunately, when I'm trying to load something smaller, like a golf cart or my zero turn or something smaller like that, there's just not enough room. There's just not enough length on those two outside pieces to get the ramps in far enough to load smaller items. So what we're going to do today is I went to Lowe's and I got a piece of 1/8-inch angle iron. And what we're going to do is we're going to bridge the gap on those two outside pieces of angle iron, and we're going to make that centerpiece removable because at least at this point, I've got my 3-light ID bar down there also, and it does kind of block those lights a little bit. At some point, not to say I may not go ahead and weld that in permanently, but for right now, I'm just going to bolt it in with one bolt on each end. Won't be a huge amount of weight going up there. I mean, golf cart weighs maybe 600 pounds or so, 600 or 700 pounds. So not a huge amount of weight. The zero turn probably about the same. So I think just bolting those in temporarily will be just fine. But I should say bolting that center section is temporarily and being able to remove it should be just fine for my application on this trailer. But stick around at the end of the video because at the end of this video with adding that centerpiece in, because I do want to take you through and run you through the upgrades I've done and a little bit about what I spent on this trailer, because like I said, I'm all about doing stuff on a budget, and this trailer was the upgrades we did to this trailer, I did to this trailer are certainly done on a budget. So make sure you stick around for that at the end. But for right now, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so like I said, you can see where the two pieces of angle iron are attached to the rear of the trailer, and the ramps will hook down on here, and that will be where, of course, and they'll be able to slide. And for vehicles, there's no problem because there's, nothing would be narrower than this almost 3-foot width, 3-foot section that's not, that doesn't have any angle iron in it. For vehicles, it'd be just fine. However, for smaller stuff that I'm also going to haul with this trailer, going to need that center section filled in. So what I did was, like I said, this is a 1/8 by 1-inch piece of angle iron that I picked up at Lowe's. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to have this be flush on both sides with the top of this existing angle iron, so that there won't be any step down or anything to go to this piece in case I needed the ramps to be on part of each one of these. So that's what we're going to do today. So this is going to require some drilling, and we're going to go ahead and paint this piece of angle iron black and have it match the trailer. And you can see how it does kind of cover up the lights in the middle. So I don't really want that. So we'll make it removable, and we'll leave the end piece of angle iron and the bolts and stuff in the toolbox up on the front of the trailer. But more to come on that later. Let's get started. All right, so as you can see, I've got this temporarily vice gripped in on both ends. Went ahead and just gave it a quick measurement on the with my one of my rulers, and got it kind of pretty much centered up the way I wanted it. So I'm going to go ahead and just center punch a hole on each side. Excuse me, my goodness. And then we're going to go ahead and drill this out, put some bolts in there, and then we'll take it back apart and put a coat of paint on it, and we should be good to go. Then we'll get into the good stuff of all the upgrades I've done. So I'm going to go ahead and get these center punched, so we'll start right there. All right, that should do it for that side. Okay, looks good. All right, let's get a drill and start doing some drilling. All right, so I've already drilled a pilot hole on this side. We're going to step on over, I should say slide on over to the other side here. Get this other pilot hole drilled out. All right, and then we're just going to keep going up in size. Go up to probably a 3/8 bolt hole here for these. So. Well, that did it. That gets us to a 3/8 inch bolt. We'll go ahead and dig some bolts out of the bolt bin, and hopefully some washers as well. And we'll get that temporarily bolted in just to see how it looks. And then we'll go ahead and get some paint on it, and we should be good to go. Stick around. We're not done yet. All right, got all the holes drilled out. Just going to go ahead and tighten these up, kind of temporarily install this so you can kind of get an idea of the finished product. And then, of course, I'll go ahead and take it back out, and we'll get a coat of paint on it real quick. And but just so you can kind of get an idea of what the finished product looks like. And there you have it. So what I'll do is I'll go grab one of the ramps here real quick and grab one of the ramps and put it on there so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's about it. All right, so you can kind of see what I did, and then of course the other ramp would be down in this area. What I didn't plan on was the bolt sticking through there, so probably going to end up welding this in anyway, but that's okay. It's good enough. I actually sold our golf cart yesterday, so I'm going to have to get that delivered tomorrow to the new owner. But this will be good enough for tomorrow, and we'll go ahead and weld that in at a later point in time. But that'll wrap it up for this portion of the video. Like I said, stick around. I'm going to take you on a walk through for the rest of the trailer and show you the upgrades and kind of tell you about cost-wise what I put into it. All right, stick around. We'll be back in just a minute for the rest of it. Okay, welcome back. So, pretty easy installation on the bar, so that we can go ahead and bridge that gap across the two pieces of angle iron. Not perfect, not ideal, but it's going to do the job for what I need it to do. So, as promised, like I said, bought this trailer brand new. It's a 22-foot car hauler, 20-foot flat deck, and it's got a 2-foot dovetail on it. And completely stock when I bought it. Didn't have anything on it. Just the basics. Basically wheels and tires and lights, and a bunch of steel and some wood holding it all together. So, is it practical for use in the real world? No, it's not. But that's what they make the aftermarket for. So, I'm going to go ahead and run you through what I've done to it. And as I'm going through, I'll tell you what I paid for stuff. Some of the stuff is new. Other stuff I bought off Facebook Marketplace used. And some of the stuff is just stuff I had laying around the garage from miscellaneous other projects. So let's go ahead and get started on that, and let's take you through the upgrades. Okay, so one of the first upgrades I did was the rear lights were just regular incandescent bulbs. Didn't like that at all, so I went ahead and upgraded those to, I know it's tough to see, but I went ahead and upgraded those to LED. There was also not a place to mount my tag. Got to have one of those, and a tag light bulb. So basically, I think the rear LED tail lights were about $25 or so on Amazon, and of course I'll drop a link to everything that I've put on this down in the comments down below. But the other thing I did was I went ahead and added a tag light. Completely necessary? No, but I was in there anyway, so I just decided to go ahead and do that as well. And that is a license plate bracket. I think the tag light was maybe $7 on Amazon. That tag bracket is actually metal, it's not plastic. So if I do happen to hit knock it or whatever and hit it, it'll hopefully bend and not break. So yeah, one of the other, as long as I'm here, one of the other upgrades I did was these stake pocket hold downs. Again, got them on Amazon. They just drop right in here into the stake pockets, and with a with a pin and a clip secured. One thing I did notice, and I didn't notice this until after I got them in actually, was that they are kind of long, and I don't really see any need to keep them long. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just cut these off right there, right around, so that they're not quite so long, and I won't have to keep taking them in and out in order to get the ramps out. And and while I'm back here as well, went ahead and added a couple. Actually added 3, as you can see, 3 hold downs in the rear here. And why the center one, you might ask? So what I did was, what my thought process behind that was, I went ahead and put a 3rd one in the middle in case I ever get something on here that doesn't run. I've also got a snatch block in the toolbox that can connect to that, so I can run the winch down. You'll see that in just a second. So I can run the winch down, run it back, hook it to the car, whatever it is that's on here that doesn't run, and winch it back so I don't have to, kill myself getting the thing back off again, getting whatever is on here that doesn't run back off again. So again, there's the other, there's the other LED tail light that I installed. One of the other upgrades I did was these fender lights. This thing, because you'll see the big old dually out there, kind of hard to see the trailer behind it. So I figured at night this would actually help me see where the trailer was, especially when I'm backing up. And backup camera is not really going to be helpful because it's going to be the backup camera is going to be behind the toolbox, so not helpful at all for that purpose. So and then now one of the other the next upgrade I did, spare tire holder. Again, those fender lights, gosh, I want to say they were, I don't know, maybe about $12 for the 2 of them on Amazon. Did add some extra DOT tape, reflective tape on the sides. Didn't quite, they didn't have it filled in quite to my liking, so went ahead and just added some on the fender there and a couple more pieces all around the trailer. Spare tire carrier. Again, just hooks right into the stake pocket, bolts in from the bottom. That is, as you can see the tag on that one. That is a Vevor item, and I want to say that was about $50, I guess it was. So somewhere thereabouts. Again, I'll drop all the links to all this stuff, down below so you can see it. And that turned out to be a really nice upgrade as well. The spare tire, it didn't come with one. Actually found that on Facebook Marketplace. Want to say tire and wheel. I think I paid about $60 for it. And you can see it's still got the nubs on it. I mean, so you can tell it's never been on the ground. So that was a pretty good find for a trailer tire and wheel. And it actually does match the wheels that are on the trailer too, which was a really nice plus. Next thing, I wanted this trailer to be really versatile, be able to haul whatever I needed. You never know when I might need to haul the motorcycle, so I've got I did go ahead and put the mount on for the my Condor motorcycle chock. You can see that's bolted on right there, so that I can haul the bike if I need to. And you might be wondering, well, why in the world did you put another attachment point there? That there'll be nothing attached to that. That was the total purpose for putting that there, was just to have some place to hold the winch cable. So, and speaking of the winch, let's get to that next. So this is also a Vevor item. Actually, kind of starting to be one of my favorite places to shop. It's a 12,000 pound winch. It has both wired and wireless remote controls, and I want to say that with the discounts, there's a discount, a Facebook discount that gives you another 5% off, I think, or something like that. And then this was allegedly on clearance. But I want to say I only paid about $225 for that winch. I've not had the chance to use it yet, so if there's any issues with it, once I do use it, I'll let y'all know about that. It's mounted to a plate, and you can kind of see that. I'll walk around the other side here real quick. But it's mounted to a plate that came from Harbor Freight, another one of my favorite places to shop. And that's bolted down. There's a couple of the 3/16 plates underneath that to keep it level, and it's actually all 4 bolts that it's bolted to the trailer with are bolted through the frame. There's a there's an L channel underneath the trailer right here, and then also there's an L channel right there on that bolt right there that those bolts are going through. And also the winch mount bolts themselves they also come up from the bottom and go through the frame rails as well. So I was real happy with the way that turned out. Just got lucky that that L channel was right underneath where I needed it to be when I got done with it. So a little bit of customization on the bracket. That was all one straight piece of angle iron, piece of steel there to begin with. I had to cut it out to make it fit in between, so I could bring that winch back as far as possible, so to take up as little room as possible on the trailer. So while we're here, put a couple of work lights on. These actually cost me nothing. They were laying around the garage. They were actually old backup lights off the truck that I took off and reused. Just went ahead and ran the wire. You can see the wire right here in the wire loom, runs over to the other side, and there's a switch on the other side for those lights. I decided that I was going to run off a battery on the trailer, and in order to keep the battery charged, I went ahead and put a solar panel up here. And that was actually something I bought for our RV many years ago, and actually never used it. It's a Coleman. I don't remember what the wattage is. It's not much. Geez, I want to say I only paid, I don't know, maybe $20 or $30 for that several years ago. So that keeps the battery charged. And I, of course, will go ahead and open my toolbox. Now the toolbox itself is that was a Facebook Marketplace find. Fairly good sized toolbox, as you can see. A lot of room inside it for accessories and to mount the battery. And I want to say that picked that box up off Facebook Marketplace. Like I said, again, it's used, so it's certainly not new. But I want to say I only paid $40 for it. So you can see the control box for the winch. I opted to mount it inside the toolbox to keep it protected from the weather. And of course, all the wiring runs right here to battery box. Battery box was an Amazon purchase. I think it was about I think it was about $17 on Amazon. And then the other thing I went ahead and put on is that is a controller, a charge controller for the battery, and that makes sure the battery doesn't get overcharged or uncharged. It'll actually turn on the it'll actually regulate the voltage. You can see the battery is at 12.2 volts right now. But hasn't been sunny here lately. We've had some rain and cloudy weather, so today's been the first sunny day in a couple days. So that'll be back up. That'll be back up around 13 volts, 13.5 volts after the sun gets to it a little bit. The other thing I have is a Y chain in the box for winching up vehicles. These are all my axle straps, wheel straps, etc., and some more wheel straps in there. There's that snatch block I was telling you about right there for doing the reverse winching and wiring that doesn't need to be there. So yeah, that's the snatch block I've got in case I need to winch something off to the side or whatever. I can go ahead and hook up that snatch block and utilize that as well. Again, some more wheel straps in there with the ratchet tie downs. I believe, I want to say I got this, charge controller off eBay, if I remember correctly. Again, I bought it about the same time that I bought the solar charger, and I want to say this was about $20 or so. So yeah, it's just got a 75 series battery in here now. I'm going to go ahead and swap that over to a 27 series. This case is made for a 27 series battery, top post battery, and I want to go ahead and get rid of that side post battery and put a 27 series marine battery in here to get the cranking amps and the reserve power that those have. So some other upgrades that I did. This was kind of a neat thing. I think I got this off Amazon. This I ran across on Amazon. I thought it was pretty cool, and certainly inexpensive. And this it just kind of holds your 9-pin plug in place so that it doesn't, when you leave it parked in the backyard or whatever, like I do, doesn't lay in the grass and get dirty and get all kinds of crud and stuff in it, and then the terminals start to rust, and you know how that goes. So yeah, just screws in with a couple of small screws. It actually came with self-tapping screws. I really didn't like those very much. I didn't like the way they were going in, so I just went ahead and drilled it out and just put a little machine screw and a nut in to hold that in place. But yeah, nice little item right there. I thought that was a nice little upgrade, and also very inexpensive. Gosh, I want to say it was maybe $6, I think it was, on Amazon. So yeah, nice little upgrade right there. A couple of last things I did, even though it sits in the backyard, and be kind of tough to steal it. Certainly don't want this thing to go anywhere. Went ahead and invested in some good locks. Tongue lock for when it's parked. Another Amazon item. Gosh, I want to say that was about $20 or so on Amazon. So, and then a pin lock for when you're towing. Again, I think that was about a $13 part or so. Very inexpensive, and just some good insurance. This is the other side of the work lights that I installed. You can see that, like I said, all I did was clean them up a little bit and put a good coat of paint on the back of them. I went ahead and put a switch on here. This, of course, runs off the battery, and that one's missing a couple of the LED bulbs, but certainly good enough for what I'll need it for, and the price was right because they were free. So, and then one last thing I wanted to go over on this is as far as upgrades. So this solar panel doesn't really have any way to mount it for this purpose. So all I did was I just grabbed some aluminum flat stock and bent up these brackets and just got some self-tappers and screwed them right down into the lid of the toolbox, and it's been holding great. So yeah, one thing we're going to go ahead and haven't done yet, and it's going to be more. We'll have more to do with the truck than the trailer. But what I want to do is I want to be able to plug the winch or the battery in to the truck. So what I'm going to do is I've got 4-gauge battery cable that I'm going to hook up to one of the batteries in the truck. This is a Ram with a Cummins diesel in it, so it's got the double battery setup in it. And I'm going to go ahead and run a positive and a negative back here. I'm going to mount a quick connect under the bumper here. Since the battery's over on that side of the case, I'm going to mount one of those plastic quick connects you see for like jumper cables and that kind of stuff, and underneath the bumper there. And then I'm going to run 2 cables out through the box here, and or I may just wrap them up and leave them inside the box for that. purpose, just to keep them clean and keep them out of the weather. As a matter of fact, that even sounds like a better idea. I may just do that. I may just wrap them up inside the box, leave them there. When I do need to use the wincher for getting something on the trailer, I'll just open the box, plug into the truck, and be able to use it that way. So that about does it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'll take them all, good, bad, or indifferent. And I do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I certainly appreciate you watching the video and coming along with me on the adventure, so to speak, of the upgrades to the trailer. And appreciate y'all watching. And as always, I'm Jeff Richter, and this is Retired Guys Garage. Thanks for watching.